Hi guys, my name is Iris and here is
Gael.
and today we want to talk about the balance in life through the concept of yin and yang. It comes from Chinese philosophy. Yin represents feminine energy, stillness, and peace, and yang goes more into movement, masculine energy. This concept is very, very deep and goes to thousands and thousands of years. We can use it in everyday life.
We've discussed this before, and we don't necessarily like associating feminine with women and masculine with men. We all have both. And maybe connecting with our ancestral knowledge, yin is the moon, is about rest, the way of stillness. I think in the Western world, we associate yin with slowing down and reflection, which is necessary but also cannot exist on its own. In order for us to have reflection, we need to have action to reflect upon, connecting back to the yang, which is the sun. It is about going, moving, again, versus being here. It's about more the brain, the thinking process. I want to emphasize on the fact that this is not necessarily the absolute truth. This is how it resonates with the audience. Some theories will associate each with different aspects of the body, of theology, of psychology. What we're trying to share is more from our own experience.
It's a concept of duality.
Yeah.
We have light and darkness. We have peace and anger. We have all those aspects embodied in ourselves. And I think looking at our life through this a little bit dualistic approach can help us to find balance. Because the balance to me presents this equal amount of black and white in the sign of yin and yang, this inability of yin existing without yang.
On this concept of duality, maybe that's a topic for another episode. It's almost like there are dualities, but also oneness. It's the necessity of both to exist for us to feel whole, to feel one.
Maybe we can connect it to weight. It's like waiting both. That's what we invite you and everyone to do in our classes, which is I am a sound healing teacher and Gael is a yoga teacher. Gael is more about movement and I'm more about stillness and yin in the practice, which gives this sense of balance afterwards. Maybe we can talk more about the signs of unbalanced yin and unbalanced yang. How a person can understand that yin is imbalanced or yang is unbalanced.
Also drawing upon my experiences, there was a period in my early 20s, most of my 20s have been very much yang, where especially in the world where we live in today is a lot about this fire consuming, this go, go, go. From early morning till late evening, it's just go. And what happens when it's only go? Most obvious sign is burnout. This is basically like the end of the spectrum. And for me specifically, I experienced burnout at several stages of my life. I think burnout is almost too late. Maybe I can share some aspects where actually overstimulated yang expresses itself. Obvious one for me is insomnia, not being able to sleep or to wind down in the evening. And that's because it's so much energy all day that it's hard to decompress. The way our body expresses itself and tells us like, hey, I am overstimulated. What happens also with an overstimulated yang, and again, going back to the balance, I would say if we almost like take the image of a manual, like the old scales, if you push one way, if one goes a bit more up, the other one will go down. And so when one is overstimulated, the other one is understimulated. Actually, the way to recognize an overstimulated yang is not just looking at symptoms of overstimulated yang, but also symptoms of understimulated yin. If you feel that you are being a bit avoidant when your emotions come up, I remember being at a time where I could not differentiate between being angry versus being sad. I was just like feeling bad or feeling good. I don't know if you have any experience to draw upon.
Oh yeah, definitely. Life right now is all about achieving. It's all about moving and getting, especially in 20s, 30s. So people don't get how much the connecting to yourself and peace can give. Overstimulated yin. And it's all about depression, overthinking, not being able to move. People gain weight in this state a lot. I think a very big sign of yin being overstimulated and imbalanced is the opposite of action. Very, very stuck energy. It's like a block. You know, the river doesn't flow. And this is also a very big sign of imbalance. The energy in the body doesn't flow. And it can go very intense into movement, into doing things to kind of run away from yourself or go to social media, for example. Or the opposite way where you're stuck. You feel stuck in life. Or you don't feel anything, or you're very, very depressed. And I definitely was in the states of life like this. I think, much more to have these yin problems with being too still, too stuck, not moving, being scared, and overthink.
It's funny because I identify more with the yang, but I've definitely felt both. Like on the depression side, I not too long ago I was in a state of misalignment, and what happened is that I had no energy to do the most basic things, and I could not even answer an email, could not even answer a text. All I wanted to do is just nothing. This concept is quite complex because sometimes when you go too much in the yang, meaning that you didn't go enough in the yin will kind of like explode, and then it would just completely stop you from doing anything yang. And other times where I felt completely burnt out, what happens when you burn out is that your body just, at least for me, my body completely stopped working. I was in so much pain. I could not even type. And my body forced me into going into yin, but it was an unpleasant yin. I think what happened there is also like this fear of yin, because the yin I know, or I used to know, was very much depression, while there exists a better middle. There exists a state of flow. This is when you start to dance almost with both.
It's the state when you dance with both energies and they're perfectly balanced. And I think that's a huge sign that you're on the right way. Everything feels right. Everything feels very good and peaceful. And I think that's the goal of many, many people nowadays, even though it's being underestimated in society nowadays. But if you're watching this video, you probably want it in your life as well. Now let's dive more into how we can balance imbalanced yin and yang, which practices we can use. I will start with very simple ones, like sound healing and yoga, because it's the first step. If you feel stuck, if you feel depressed, if you feel like things are not moving in your life, move your body and the energy will at least start flowing. If you feel like you're too much in your head, change the focus into your body with practices like yoga, running, with maybe you have some other ideas, maybe breath work, right?
Any type of movement, because if again energy is, and this is for people who are a bit more yin, just find it's easier said than done, because when you are in a very low point, then nothing will work. This is not for you if you are feeling very depressed. If you are feeling very depressed, what works for me is surrounding myself with family, with friends, having support, care, just to bring me up, like lift me up a bit more, so I can, and then from this higher state, then I can work on it myself. And so this is for you if you are not at either side of the spectrum, because we are not health practitioners, we are not doctors. I like to also think about it in a woman versus men in that aspect. And why am I saying this is because women are more likely to behave like the moon. And again, it's like going through these cycles, and these cycles are 25 between 25 and 35 days for women, while men resonate more with daily cycles. And so this is also why I don't think it's the same guys that will work. But I guess it's like finding these pockets in your day or in your month where you do move, and then you do rest, and then you do connect, and you do reflect. And it's about making sure that your day is balanced, that your month is balanced. What is balance is also very personal. I need to have maybe a larger amount of time than you, or vice versa. But the existence of all is necessary. And the way you tweak, and you start to tweak, basically. You go, oh, now I went a bit too far. Let me just come back. And now it's just a bit too yin. Let me just add a bit more yang.
You kind of lose the connection. You're focused on outside external world, not here. It's very important to recognize. And things that you can do are very simple. It's meditation, rest, peace. It's stillness. It's nature. And it's connecting to unseen and to your own feelings, to your own intuition, which sound healing meditations can help you, which you can also find on our channels with Gael. Enjoy. And one of these meditations we showed just today, which exactly related to balance and balancing our chakras one by one. We invite you to join this meditation and try it yourself if you feel like you need a little bit more peace and yin energy in your life. And also in terms of balancing yin and yang, we're going to have a workshop at the beginning of 2025. It's going to be 3 or 4 hours of practices, yes, that are going to bring you more into the sense of balance exactly in your situation and exactly in the way you need it to be. If you want to join us, we invite you to have a great time with us and meet people like you, people who are interested in finding a balance in life.
I would add just maybe make a little prayer and just connect with again, in times of where you don't know what to do. And I feel this many times during the day, during the month, where I'm like, I don't know what I need. I don't know what I need to do. I don't know who I want to see. What do I want to do with my time? And prayer helps. It just helps to find the North Star again, because sometimes our vision gets blurred and there's too many distractions and too many options, and just like finding back this North Star.
I think it's about doing the spiritual practice and connecting to that spiritual entity or universe, or maybe yourself. Or I like call it God, and give your life to the hands of that power. And that's something really, really special. Even if you feel very, very depressed, or you feel stuck, or you feel like you know everything already, I would say like a little push of movement, pushing even if you don't want to do that, can help the energy that is kind of stuck to start moving. And I think right this moment you can go walk outside, go see some people, and connect to outside world. Thank you so much, Gael. I think it was really...
Thank you, Iris. This is great. I can't wait to share more.
Me too. It's our first. It was stressful, but I hope you guys liked it, and please subscribe, join us. We're happy to have you. Bye.